Late one morning, Jun-woo wakes up groggy and disoriented. On his desk lies a handwritten note from his family. They had to leave in a hurry but left him some money for groceries. Instead of heading out to stock up, Jun-woo decides to play video games online with his friends and stream the session. As they laugh and compete, one player suddenly urges him to check the news, warning that something serious is happening. Jun-woo switches on the TV just as the regular programming is abruptly cut off by an emergency broadcast. A tense reporter delivers chilling news. The apocalypse has begun. Moments later, an emergency text flashes on Jun-woo's phone. Before he can fully process the message, he looks out the window, and the sight before him is terrifying. Zombies swarm the streets, hunting down terrified humans who run wildly in panic. Cars collide and explode in fiery crashes, filling the air with chaos and smoke. A girl's desperate cries pierce through the turmoil, calling for her mother. When the mother finally reaches her, the horror deepens. The girl viciously attacks and begins eating her own mom. From inside his apartment building, Jun-woo hears terrifying sounds echoing down the hallway, screams, crashes, and snarls of violence. Cautiously, he opens his apartment door, only to have his neighbor Sang-chul burst in. Sang-chul begs for shelter, explaining that his zombified brother has taken over his apartment. Reluctantly, Jun-woo allows Sang-chul to use the bathroom, demanding he leave once he's done. But when Sang-chul emerges, strange signs appear. A scar on his hand, red eyes and twitching veins. Suddenly, Sang-chul convulses and snarls, lunging at Jun-woo. A desperate struggle ensues, and Jun-woo manages to shove him out and lock the door behind him. Looking through the peephole, Jun-woo watches helplessly as a massive zombie attacks Sang-chul, dragging him away into the dark corridor. Blood slowly seeps under the door, staining the floor. Realizing the danger, Jun-woo pushes his refrigerator in front of the apartment door to block any intruders. He frantically tries calling his family, but the network is down. Finally, a reassuring text from his mother arrives. They're safe but unable to return home, urging him to stay alive. On the TV, the news warns everyone to stock enough food and water for 60 days, making Jun-woo regret not visiting the grocery store earlier. He carefully rations his dwindling supplies, and with a trembling hand sticks a note to a family photo that reads, "You must survive." The next morning, a professor appears on TV, explaining that the outbreak is caused by a mutated viral infection attacking the right side of the brain. Symptoms include aggressive behavior, eye bleeding, and ultimately cannibalistic tendencies. Jun-woo tries to reach out on social media, posting a photo of himself holding a sign with his address and the hashtag #TossUsIMustSurvive. He watches a viral video of a man dangling outside a skyscraper window, streaming live as he desperately searches for a better signal, only to fall suddenly, the screen cutting to black. Using his drone, Jun-woo surveys his building, discovering zombies in nearly every apartment. In an accidental call, he connects with his father, but the battery drains quickly, forcing the drone back inside. Trying to distract himself, Jun-woo plays an online game, but the internet cuts out. Late that night, a car alarm blares outside. Peering out the window, he sees a lone female officer firing at zombified fellow cops. She runs out of ammo and is overwhelmed, dragged away by the relentless horde. Jun-woo shouts at the zombies, hoping to distract them, but they continue feasting. Suddenly, the large zombie from earlier breaks into his apartment, pushing past the fridge barricade. Unable to fight it off, Jun-woo jumps to the balcony. The zombie follows, but falls over the railing, crashing to the ground below. Safe for the moment, Jun-woo surveys the scene. His apartment ransacked and most of his food destroyed. By day 7, worn and desperate, Jun-woo starts drinking his father's liquor. He covers the windows with colored paper to hide from prowling zombies. News reports detail that infection spreads through contact with blood. Bites and wounds are deadly. The zombies have heightened strength and senses, and some can even perform human tasks like opening doors and using tools. After eating a final bowl of ramen, Jun-woo accidentally spills his water. He rushes to the tap, only to find the water supply cut off, forcing him to lick drops from the table. On day 10, Jun-woo records a frustrated video, venting about the stay-home orders and his desperate desire to escape. He remembers an emergency radio app that requires wired earphones, but he only has wireless ones. On day 15, trying to lift his spirits, Jun-woo dances around the apartment. Suddenly, he hears noises, and for a brief, heart-wrenching moment, he believes his family has returned. The illusion shatters quickly, and he collapses in despair. Static crackles on his phone, a distorted voice message from his mother urging him to stay safe. Balancing precariously on his balcony with a selfie stick, he listens. The message ends abruptly, interrupted by screams, his family under attack. Broken, Jun-woo vents his fury by smashing his living room. Steeling himself, he steps outside and kills a zombie with a golf club. His battle cries attract a massive horde. He narrowly escapes, hiding just in time. Back inside, he barricades the door. Explosions rock the city. The military has begun bombing the infected zones. Believing it's the end, Jun-woo records a final hello and goodbye video and prepares to hang himself. But then, a laser pointer flashes through the window, spelling out, "Don't be a moron." He looks up and sees Yoo-bin watching from her apartment with binoculars. They exchange gestures and agree to meet at 7 p.m. Yoo-bin's apartment is a fortress, filled with survival gear and booby traps. The next morning, they finally speak, exchanging names and stories with their phones and gestures. Yoo-bin kills a trapped zombie with her axe, then both collect rainwater as it pours. She notices the 8th floor of Jun-woo's building is empty. Seeing his hunger, Yoo-bin tries throwing a rope to him, but it falls short. Jun-woo sends his drone carrying a rope, and they secure a line. Yoo-bin sends down a bag of food with a note, "Eat slowly." Suddenly, a zombie firefighter grabs the rope, pulling Yoo-bin to the ground. Jun-woo throws bottles and flies his drone to distract the monster, but the drone is destroyed. Yoo-bin awakens just in time to sever the zombie's hand, sending it crashing down. Later, Jun-woo sneaks into Sang-chul's apartment, scavenging food, headphones, a jacket, and walkie-talkies. He finds a corpse under the covers, but is attacked by Sang-chul's zombified brother. Using the body as a shield, Jun-woo fights free and locks the door behind him. Back home, he rigs the radio app using headphone wires, but it doesn't work. He sends a walkie-talkie and some food to Yoo-bin, and they chat, cooking noodles together via video and sharing fears. Yoo-bin confesses she's afraid of heights after a childhood fall. Suddenly, a noise reveals an oncoming horde. Yoo-bin accidentally knocks over a shelf, alerting zombies. Jun-woo calls a neighbor's phone, drawing the horde away with the ringing. Knowing they can't stay on their floors, Yoo-bin uses the rope and table to rappel down. She fights fiercely with her axe, using car doors as shields, and picks up a police gun. Jun-woo joins her, wielding a golf club. Together, they battle through the swarm, finally entering the other building. Inside, a masked man traps them and shares food. He reveals a rescue team is coming, but drugs their water. Yoo-bin wakes tied up with his zombified wife, who has gruesomely eaten her own baby. The man releases his wife, saying he wants to feed her to survive. Jun-woo awakens and points a gun at the man, pleading. Yoo-bin suffocates the zombie with a blanket. When the man opens the door, she pushes his wife on him. The zombie bites him, and in his final moments he whispers, "I love you." Yoo-bin shoots them both. The gunfire attracts a new wave of zombies. Yoo-bin begs Jun-woo to end her life before she turns, but helicopters arrive just in time. They throw gas bombs, fight their way through the horde, and race to the rooftop. Yoo-bin is grabbed, but Jun-woo blocks the attackers with a bicycle, freeing her. On the rooftop, they cry out, "We're still alive!" Zombies breach the door, but soldiers arrive, opening fire and clearing a path. Jun-woo and Yoo-bin board the helicopter and escape the city. As the chopper flies away, Jun-woo's phone reconnects. Messages from his family flood in. They're alive. Watching the devastated city from above, Jun-woo smiles faintly, imagining his hashtag changing from "I must survive" to simply "alive." If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Vision Movie Recap. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.